Totally Baseless.
Hey, it's Totally Baseless, where we talk about stories you might not have seen before in a way you definitely haven't heard before. With us is our master of historical ceremonies, Dan. How you doing?
And also hysterical ceremonies.
And our representative from Texas, Dave. What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Yes.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Exactly. That's right. Well, we're going to start off with Texas and Disneyland, which has been getting into a little bit of the PC police trouble lately for not standing up against the Florida Don't Say Gay bill. And now for some racist cheerleaders. Is that too harsh to say, Dan?
Maybe not quite harsh enough, probably.
Okay. Yep, they had cheering in the American Indian, I guess the Anglo tradition of American Indians, of chanting "Scalp 'em" and doing tomahawk chops and very not super respectful cheers regarding Native Americans.
Yeah, apparently it was a whole routine as they paraded down Main Street in Disney World, which pretty much par for the course lately for Disney and their representation. I think it's really on brand lately.
Oh, that's just crazy talk. No, serious. That's my brother. Crazy talk. That's an old Simpsons reference. Never mind.
The casino one, but
Yeah.
But what I find amusing is in the story, the Disney's defense was this is completely different than the audition tape we were sent, which is maybe was more racist than or less racist. You don't really know.
Well, the school representative said no, that they've been doing the same program for, I don't know, 50 years.
50 years, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. In those 50 years, they haven't changed it because they don't feel it's racist. But yeah,
She said President Lyndon Johnson had no problem with it.
yeah.
Yeah, the George Custer Society really approved of it, apparently. Native American high schools like dress up as like white people and like do offensive things. I don't know.
Yeah, it is more clear when you see it that way, for sure. But a bit cringy in this day and age. And there's the videos on Twitter if you want to check it out.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's weird that they didn't think it was cringy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they didn't self-censor before they went. We've always been doing this. We've always been making fun of the red man.
Yeah, like what's the problem? It goes right on after the Al Jolson Follies. Contemporary reference for you.
Do you know too much about history, Dan, where it's tough for the young kids to catch the references?
You mean everybody doesn't know who Al Jolson is?
Yeah,
Your grandparents would be like, well, I vaguely remember that.
But I'm pretty sure kids don't listen to this.
No. Then again, I also think Disney their background with Native Americans, if you look at the chief and the princess from Peter Pan, no problem with that. Noted misogynist and anti-Semite, Mel Gibson is the voice of John Smith in Pocahontas. So really,
Disney doesn't do anything about it until they get called out for it. You know what I mean? They'll just let it roll. They're like, what's the bottom line here?
people still coming in to pay. We're cool.
Exactly. Until someone starts arguing and protesting, we'll just let it slide.
On a side note, Disney, please do not revoke my annual pass.
Yeah.
Troublemaker.
I'll make fun of them, but damn it, I love going there.
Hey, their churros kick ass.
Well, in another song of the South, coming from Florida again. Florida is the gift that keeps on giving. I'm going to repeat that a little bit later. You'll see why. But Florida Man, the classic, was attacked by a tiger. He went into an enclosure he wasn't supposed to be in. And of course, he was injured, but not killed.
Are we really surprised, though, that this happened in Florida? It's par for the course, right?
I'd be more surprised if it didn't happen in Florida.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A man does not get attacked by a tiger. That's the story.
And when you think about where he was when he was attacked, it was a airboat /
Swamp
gator
buggy.
sanctuary.
Yep.
Yeah, but he was an employee of the
So that
place.
makes it-
So it's not even like he was some tourist that didn't know any better. He was an employee, and I'm on my break.
Well, I think that's the thing with Florida. The tourists know better. Like you don't hear like Florida tourist killed in animal enclosure, right? Florida
Exactly. It's always Florida man.
yeah.
Not a Florida tourist.
If you want to check it out, it's Wooten's Everglades Airboat Tours in Okeechobee, Florida.
Where the tigers don't kill you, they just maim you.
Home of the one-armed tour guide.
Yeah, and he fell backwards into an alligator pit right afterwards.
We call him Lucky.
I think he was quoted as saying, "I've seen half of Grizzly Man. I know how to deal with wild animals."
No one told me the ending.
Oh wait, what happens?
The park also has lions and otters, and the otters, no problem.
But see, that's really though when you are a Florida man, when the otter does something to you. That's the one I want to see.
But maybe next week we'll have that story.
They're just waiting their turn. I think in that story too, they said this is the second attack. This time, no one died.
With that guy.
Yeah.
The previous zookeeper.
Yeah, the previous employee who had his job a week ago.
By the way, there's 2 openings now, and
yeah, that help wanted ad must be great. Must know how to read.
Yeah.
Apparently, the first 2 didn't.
They don't know what caution or danger means.
Well, we're not going to let go of Florida yet. They just give us so much to work with. A professor or researcher at Florida International University has been looking at sharks that work together to attack larger meals. So they're actually have a social life where they team up, because one great white shark isn't terrifying enough. Now they're in gangs.
This fully validates the people that made Jaws 4. This time it's personal. For the longest time, that was like bullshit on that movie. What do you mean the sharks get together and decide to kill these people? Now we know.
Is that what happens in that movie?
You actually saw it?
That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. They weren't expecting people to see it. You and who else saw it?
Michael
We're the
Caine.
only 2 people.
I was with Michael Caine.
Oh, okay.
He was in it.
Oh, it is. Is that with Mario Van Peebles?
It was.
Oh, yes. I knew it. Now, I heard in that article that the sharks may not be really socializing.
Did you hear it in the article, or did you read it in the article?
I don't
Who's
read
reading it to you?
No. There's computers. You can put it on a text to voice. I don't read
I
it
tasted
anymore.
this article the other day.
It's 2022, dude. It's 2022. Who reads articles anymore? You have your computer read it to you. But it said that they may not be actually socializing. They're just kind of using each other to find food.
Gold.
Yeah.
I've had some girlfriends like that.
I do take issue with the fact that they were found off the island of Guadalupe in Baja, Mexico. And so now it's like, great, sharks are gang members too. That's kind of the underlying theme is great white sharks are gang members. Another.
Oh, they're more like cartels, right? If we're going to make the analogy, they're more like cartels.
Mutual benefit and profit, huh?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Bringing in that coca.
They don't get high off their own supply.
All right, that's enough of Florida. Now let's get into some real hard news, some hard science. Scientists think there's a mirror universe where time moves backwards, which they call an anti-universe.
And these scientists were actually every stoned college kid ever. That's what this sounds like.
Yeah, man.
So everybody's like a Benjamin Button.
This one was discovered at 3 a.m. in the dorm room of Florida State University. Why not?
Wally Mickelson. That's right.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, it's that Star Trek episode, right? The parallel universe where they all just have goatees.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like the evil Mr. Spock with the goatee, and then everybody's trying to kill Captain Kirk, and that's how you become captain. You assassinate the.
Yeah, and what makes him the parallel Captain Kirk is he has like the sleeveless shirt.
Yeah, and then Sulu has the scar from fencing or something. If you haven't seen Star Trek, then you have no idea what we're talking about.
The original Star Trek, but not a big costume budget on that show then.
The scientific discovery was just based on some guy listening to Dark Side of the Moon, and he synced it up to the wrong movie, I think.
It's some guy's acid trip watching Star Trek and listening to Dark Side of the Moon. Worst bad trip ever.
Oh man.
Let me write a paper on this.
Well, the way that they say that this might be the reason that there's certain subatomic particles that are missing a counterpart, and the only thing that would balance would be another universe flowing in the other direction.
Of course, because that's the next logical step, right? From that,
Yeah.
it must be.
well, if it's that obvious, then yeah.
I mean,
come on.
we're either not smart enough or not stoned enough to understand the reasoning.
All right. Well, who knows if that theory holds up? But let's get to the big stuff going on these days. The war in Ukraine, the very unfortunate Russian invasion of a democratically elected country by a dictator. And fortunately, on our side is Elon Musk, who we talked about last week as challenging Vladimir Putin to a one-on-one duel. And he's causing some hurt for the Russians in another way by providing Starlink satellite dishes. There's more than 5,000 of the Starlink terminals that have been delivered to Ukraine, which is huge. It's because of a lot of the infrastructure damage. It's one of the major sources of internet connection left in Ukraine.
I just think it's funny that we made fun of this poor guy last week about him getting his butt kicked by Putin.
He's anything but poor, but yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, we made fun of him going to get his ass kicked by Putin if this would ever come true, and then he outplayed us. Yeah, bravo to you, sir. 4D chess. He outplayed us. He's like, I'm not gonna fight him hand to hand.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm 10 times smarter than him.
I never said I was gonna physically duel him.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna blow up all his tanks.
I'm just gonna send my satellites over for the Ukraine military to destroy your tanks. Your tanks with the big Z on them, you dumbass.
Very easy to target. Well, these have been very important because these Starlink internet connections have been helping drones with thermal vision at night to attack artillery and tanks. So he's actually, like a military application.
Now, what I want to know is this really him like sticking it to Putin, or is it really just a big flex against Jeff Bezos?
Oh, he's about to make a lot of money off of this. So.
Well, they are being donated, but
yeah, but I mean, the technology. The first one's free. The next war, he's going to start selling them. Look what they did in Ukraine.
6,000 terminals to Ukraine.
Yeah, he's like, look what they did the first time.
I just think it's also part of like him just being like super stoned and being like super smart. Like he just like throws shit out there and like, oh, this one worked. Sweet.
Like, fuck it.
Like, why not? So the actual fighting thing didn't pan out, but this one's going to work.
Maybe I didn't think that one out too well. Putin might kick my ass in a fight, but
yeah, and they might not even have Teslas in Russia eventually. People have been besieging Elon Musk to shut off the Teslas that are operating in Russia as well.
Putin shouldn't have bought all those Tesla tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, he's doing his part. The Ukrainian government's happy. The Vice Prime Minister Fedorov of the Ukraine said Starlink is working well. The quality of the link is excellent, and they get quick responses on tech support calls, which we don't even get in the US.
Yeah, that guy does not work for my cable company.
My drone not exploding.
For guidance system, press 2. For targeting, press 3. You gotta hand it though. It's the American way though.
That's right. That's right. Innovation, freedom of ideas.
Is he really American though?
He's an American citizen.
Okay. All right. Okay. He's one of
born in
us.
South Africa. Yeah, but still. I mean,
Okay,
we're
we'll
all
take-
immigrants here, so
Yeah, we'll take him.
I mean, not
We'll
not
claim him
us.
for now. I'll claim Elon Musk for now.
I claim Elon Musk,
Today,
Until next week when he says something stupid.
and then we'll make fun of him again.
that's right.
You jerk with all your billions of dollars. What a dumbass.
Pay your fair share of taxes, damn it.
Poor guy. Poor guy. All right, and finally, the real gift that keeps on giving, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think we might hear about her on this show every week. I mean, she really is the gift that keeps on giving. She's been repeating Russian propaganda points and saying that Zelensky is a thug and the US is wasting its resources by helping Ukraine, and that emergency aid to Ukraine could fall into the hands of Nazis, which is what Vladimir Putin has been saying. Although she denies supporting Russia, her talking points are suspiciously similar or the same as Russian propaganda.
I mean, first of all, I love we don't want it to fall in the hands of Nazis in Russia. Arming Nazis in America, she's pretty cool with, but Nazis in Russia, no, no, no. And I mean, but you got her and you got Tucker Carlson, and it's like, these guys are shilling. They might as well have like powered by Pravda on their little taglines as they go underneath, because it's.
Yeah, I mean, they all spew out the same BS. After a while, you're like, really? It's not you talking. Who's putting these words in your mouth? Tucker Carlson, her, oh, I forgot his name again. Wheelchair.
Was it Cawthorn?
Cawthorn, there you go. Yeah, that's another jackass.
Madison Cawthorn.
There we go.
Yep. I mean, they all have the same talking points, but we don't like Putin. We don't agree with what Russia's doing, but we do talk about them being on the right side.
The far right side.
Yeah.
Way to the right. And just.
Yeah, that Zelensky guy, he's a thug. Really? And the guy who poisons his enemies and just will roll his tanks right through a sovereign country. He's a nice guy?
That guy, he's just misunderstood.
Yeah, why should we care? Just asking. Why should we care?
Are you a dumbass? Just asking. It's a question.
Tucker Carlson, you a-hole.
I also just like when they use the word thug, because that's always been like the white code word for like the far right code word for like, oh, if someone's we call them a thug.
Yeah.
Right? So now they're shifting it over to include like, oh, people that are defending their country from invasions.
A democratically elected.
I would like to see an 8-bit GIF of Zelensky putting on some sunglasses. Thug life.
Well,
that's for the millennials. They understand it.
It's hard to say that he's a Nazi when he's actually Jewish as well. So people have pointed out that small bit of inconsistency, especially with Putin saying that it's Nazis that he's overthrowing, and soldiers expecting to be welcomed as they're freed from Nazi hold. I found that their leader that they elected, they're pretty happy with, and they're not happy with being invaded.
This guy's been watching way too much World War II movies.
We're not. Apparently, he's been watching the wrong World War II movies, because even in like the pro-Russia ones, the Nazis lost. So I don't know where the Nazis are popping up
These
again.
Leni Riefenstahl movies are fantastic.
So why
Triumph of the
exactly?
Will, my favorite.
So why exactly is he calling the Ukrainians Nazis? I mean, was there like one guy that escaped from Germany to Ukraine in World War II that now all of a sudden it's a big stronghold? I mean, he should be saying that about the Brazilians and the Argentinians. There's where all the Nazis went.
Maybe he's gonna invade.
Oh, we just lost all our Brazilian and Argentinian listeners. Both of them.
Yeah.
My apologies to the good people of Argentina, but really, come on, nobody likes you anyway.
Come on. When you guys were all blonde and blue-eyed and would have the last name of Goebbels or something, you know, you're not really.
Coincidence. It's coincidence.
You're not really Latinx, right?
Yeah.
Guten Ex.
I am Pedro Klinghoffer. Welcome to Argentina. I am not a Nazi. What makes you think that?
We are most definitely not affiliated with Nazism in any way.
They're sitting there with their lederhosen and
This is banda music.
yeah, we just really like banda, but I guess we're
But
talking
back
about
to Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not Nazis.
Who are the actual good guys? I mean, which tells me once again how just fucked up Marjorie Taylor Greene and all those little people are, that they can't actually recognize real Nazis, but Putin tells them that this country's Nazi, so they go, yeah.
Well, the only reason the Democrats are on the side of Ukraine is because Obama and Biden and Clinton have vested interest in the Ukraine. Come on, right? Isn't that what QAnon's telling us?
Well, both parties do support Ukraine. There are just some.
Well, the
some,
far right.
It's not a party thing. It's more like an intelligence test. I think.
Yeah.
There are just some extreme elements.
I think this is
Ukrainian Pentaverate.
I think the Republicans are using this as a test to weed out the idiots. So they know that. So now they know. Okay, they're like, okay, she's got to go. That dude Cawthorn's got to go. Tucker Carlson got to go. Hannity's got to go.
It's kind of like if they maybe in their meetings they say someone yells out Zeke Heil and they see who stands up.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them, fellas. Right. I think maybe it's a phased-in test. The first one was the whole January 6th thing. Like, all right, whoever goes to that, it's kind of shady. Phase 2, if you think Ukrainians are Nazis, it's like multiple levels of, even though you really shouldn't need that many tests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did we start cheering for the Russians? I mean, unless Rocky Fort has been lying to me, the Americans are the good guys. The Russians are the bad guys, no matter what. Right?
Well, I think maybe they've confused like the very, very end of Rocky IV, like where the Russians start cheering for Rocky. So they're like, oh.
That was such an American thing to do. Gotcha.
Cheer
See
for
that?
an American. Yeah.
See, look, the Russians wound up cheering for Rocky, so they must
Now-
be good.
Well,
Now,
I mean,
the
it's not the people we have a problem. It's the governments.
Yeah.
The top like 20, 50 people that are
Well,
usually the problem.
Well,
Well,
the
it's
top-
actually the top one.
the top one guy. Yeah.
In this case, yeah, right. It's worse
Yeah.
than that time, right? It's now down to one.
Yeah. It's. Yeah,
Because you really think there's a bunch of other like Russian ministers who probably all had their hand in the till of some big business are going, yeah, let's invade Ukraine. Let's see what the West take all our money away.
There was
Well,
a
yeah.
meeting they showed that was shown in Russia, a video where he had each of his leaders in government go up and say that they support the war. And you see him where one guy kind of hesitated or he stumbled for a little bit and Putin just kind of ripped into him and the guy was starting to sweat and get nervous.
Is that the guy that's not that hasn't been seen for like 2 weeks now?
Probably.
I think
But
he
it was
works at
pretty-
the Wooten airboat ride and Tiger Sanctuary.
That's right. Going to alligator pen. Yeah.
But that's kind of like when Donald Trump had that one cabinet meeting and like they were all going around saying, and thank you for letting me serve on
Yeah.
the cabinet.
Let me kiss your ass here.
Yeah.
He did have
Thank
a
you. Thank you
role
for the
model.
privilege. Thank you for the
Yeah.
privilege of letting me kiss your ass.
And
Are you
my
talking
wife
to me,
is ugly.
or-
Thank you too.
Oh, no. I'm saying that in general to anybody.
Okay. All right. Well, as usual, we never have a shortage of crazy people doing crazy things in crazy times, especially these days. So we'll have plenty more for you next week. More absurd stuff, more absurd behavior, and more absurd comments. Thanks, Dan, and thanks, Dave.
No problem.
Till next time.
See you next week.
Hear you later.
Feel you later. I felt this article the other day.
Whatever.